Yeah, what did you say? Go ahead.
What would you say to the survivors who feel
you are the worst reporter. No wonder CNN has no ratings because of people like you. You know, she's a young woman. I don't think I've ever seen you smile. I've known you for 10 years. I don't think I've ever seen a smile on your face. You know why? You know why you're not smiling? Because you know you're not telling the truth, and you're a very dishonest organization, and they should be ashamed of you.
President Donald Trump does not like being asked about the Epstein files. In fact, you just watched him engage in a bit of a meltdown after CNN reporter and anchor Caitlin Collins asked about the Epstein files. Gee, I wonder why he's so touchy about it. Now, more is getting uncovered as a result of the millions of files that were released by the DOJ, though it's not the entirety of the Epstein documents, of course. And we're now learning about how Epstein not only was very involved in geopolitical decisions, but he absolutely loved pain and chaos because he saw it as an opportunity to profit. I'll give you the details in just a minute, but first, Cenk, your 2 cents.
Yeah, the more of these files that you read, the more it makes your blood boil. So yesterday we talked about some really sick sexual things that they did to children. Today, it's about how they want to cause chaos and calamity for America to take advantage of it, including traitors here in America who are also rooting for it. So wait till you see what they had planning. And as Anna's telling you that, keep in mind, the US government knew all of this and hid it.
That's right. So there was an email exchange between Jeffrey Epstein and Peter Thiel. Interesting. Okay, well, what were they messaging about? The email exchange begins with Jeffrey Epstein on June 26, 2016, writing simply, Brexit, just the beginning. He sent that to Peter Thiel. So Thiel responded with, I think what most people would respond with, which was, of what? That was all he wrote back, of what? And this is where you should pay close attention, because this is what Epstein had to say. And this is how people in his circle, which is to say billionaire elites, think about the world around them. Think about how they can benefit from the misery of others, from absolute chaos. He writes this: return to tribalism, counter to globalization, amazing new alliances. You and I both agreed 0 interest rates were too high. And as I said in your office, finding things on their way to collapse was much easier than finding the next bargain. So here's a guy who is receiving a tremendous amount of money from various Zionists as he works as an asset for Mossad and potentially other intelligence agencies, certainly the CIA, there's no question about that. It's not enough for him though. You know, he wants global collapse so he can benefit from it. And by the way, I want you to pay close attention to the first thing on that list. Return to tribalism. Think about how much the elite, think about how much billionaires love tribalism, love polarization, love when ordinary people are too busy fighting each other that they don't have the time or the energy to focus on what they're up to focus on the robbery they engage in the chaos that they foment. So I thought that really stood out to me. We can get to more of what I found, but Cenk, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to be revolted about this because he's thinking American economy collapses, we buy everything cheap. The American people, like, I don't know if it occurred to him, like, or he doesn't pretty his little mind over the poors and the middle class and the average American. Did it occur to you that maybe we might lose millions of jobs? Like we lost 12 million jobs in the 2008 crash?
Oh, Cenk.
And he loves it.
Of course he loves it.
And he's like, oh, you guys are gonna suffer.
Yeah.
But me and all my rich friends, we're gonna buy low, and then we're gonna make even more money, and then we're gonna repeat the cycle over and over again. We're gonna crash your economy, you're gonna lose the jobs, I'm gonna get more money, and you're gonna get less money. Our government knows all of this, and they didn't do a single thing about it.
No, it's worse than that, Cenk. Because remember, Epstein and his buddies, who are Epstein's buddies? Well, the bankers, right?
Yeah.
The Wall Street bankers. Who created the 2008 economic collapse? The Wall Street bankers. okay? And who benefited after the collapse? The Wall Street bankers.
So this is 100% bipartisan, nonpartisan, because both Democratic and Republican administrations 100% screw us over for guys like Epstein.
Yep.
So what did Obama do? Obama had more money from the bankers in 2008 when he ran against John McCain than any other industry or any other group. And not only did he bail out the bankers after they crashed the economy, bought low with the bailouts we gave them.
Yep.
But he paid their bonuses.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, on the other side, Trump's in the documents, what, like 38,000 times or some insane number like that?
It's a lot. It's a lot.
And doing some of the most disgusting things, and Bill Clinton and all of them.
Larry Summers,
Dershowitz, as we're going to get to. Oh my God, Noam Chomsky, Jesus Christ.
The Microsoft guy who's
Bill Gates, etc. And the government knows, and they're like, attaboy. So who does our government work for? Obviously, part of the answer is Israel. That is a huge part of the answer. Epstein in all the documents. Not only, by the way, I mean, they are really brazen in the emails because they're not just talking about Israel. They're making fun of Christians.
No, Cenk, thank you for bringing that up because you're like, well, what about all the, does he even care about normal people, working class? Of course he doesn't. In fact, what really stood out to me about Epstein's brazenness in his emails is his absolute loathing for non-Jews. And when I say non-Jews, I mean non-Jews, okay? In fact, he believes that non-Jews are only here on this earth to serve as slaves to the Jews. I believe that's referred to as Jewish supremacy, which is disgusting, racist, deplorable. I mean, every negative word you can imagine, I would slap it onto that kind of mindset. But he had that mindset, so no, of course he doesn't care about ordinary people.
Yeah,
come on.
He makes fun of the goyim. Now, guys, again, this is not, when we talk about Jewish supremacy, etc., it's these sick sons of bitches that are doing it. A random middle-class Jewish person has no idea what's going on, okay? They didn't get the call, you and I didn't get the call, neither did a poor or middle-class Jewish American, okay? But these elite guys, oh my God, they hate non-Jews. They're constantly talking about, the goyim, they're so stupid. And then they have a debate about whether there's a single smart non-Jewish person. But Epstein goes, no. There's some brilliant wasps at JP Morgan executive level. So they found a couple of Christians that are not super stupid. And they're like, I found 2 or 3 Christians who are close to our intelligence level. Meanwhile, by the way, the same guys will turn around and go, everybody's an anti-Semite. Everyone discriminates against us.
Yeah, well, every accusation is an admission. So they're the hateful ones, right? And reading through those emails, and we're not talking about accusations in the FBI files. No. These are literal text message and email exchanges where Jeffrey Epstein, with his own mouth or his own mind, is saying some of the most disgusting stuff about anyone who isn't Jewish. Anyway, whatever, I don't want to focus on that right now because it is beyond infuriating, especially considering the fact that people in our government provide cover for these disgusting human beings.
And by the way, Dershowitz is one of these guys.
Alan Dershowitz, yeah.
And Dershowitz, every time he goes on television, accuses everyone of irrationally hating Jewish people and that, oh my God, we're the victims. Meanwhile, in the emails, Dershowitz's emails are a little bit different, but he's in the group overall,
right,
where they're talking about the stupid Christians. Meanwhile, they go on TV like, oh, we're the victims. Get the F out of here, man. Look, again, the average Jewish guy is just like you and me, has nothing to do with any of this. But the super rich guys are the ones that, like Bill Ackman, et cetera. Now, he's not in the Epstein files as far as I know. But
Bill Ackman?
Yeah, I don't know, is he?
I believe he is.
All right, we'll check on that grain of salt. Okay, hold on. So, but for those guys constantly are like, we are the defenseless. Brother, you have tens of billions of dollars. What do you mean you're the victims and defenseless? Meanwhile, he'll do a letter saying, if anyone protested Israel on any college campus, they'll never be hired on Wall Street. Well, then how? You're the one with the power. You're the one saying that you're gonna cancel regular Americans who dare to protest your beloved Israel. And why do you care about your stupid beloved Israel? There's no letter for if you defy America or you criticize America. Don't tell me you're an American when you say, if anyone criticizes Israel, then you're gonna ruin their life and their career.
Yeah,
so okay, you guys work for Israel, Tel Aviv, it's okay, you have Israel, you have it. And we don't want it to go anywhere. We don't want its destruction, we don't want any of that. Just move to Tel Aviv and leave us alone.
Other emails written by Epstein make clear that he envied the control the Chinese Communist Party has over its own people and economy. And this is where you see some on the very, very, very far left agreeing. There's envy over China's system, which I disagree with. But nonetheless, here's what he wrote in one email. All consumers digitized, evaluated. They get points for certain behaviors. This is the next 10-year plan. They say if you want our 500 million people buying X, we want Y. And if she says no Microsoft products, it's not like Donald asking people not to buy Toyotas. In China, the next day, no Microsoft products to sell. No Microsoft products sell. Genius. So he loves the idea of, and by the way, this comes up quite a bit. This desire for a different political system in which, democracy isn't really a thing. Like a post-liberal democracy America seems to be something that these evil individuals have been plotting.
So look, when people talking about they don't believe in democracy, well, in the emails, they sometimes say we don't believe in democracy.
Right.
And Peter Thiel is the worst of them.
Yep.
And Peter Thiel, women shouldn't vote.
Yep.
Right? Poor people shouldn't vote. You want to talk about elitists? Okay, by the way, I looked up whether Bill Ackman was in the files. He was not, but his wife was. Nori Oxman, she received a $150,000 grant at MIT where she works from Epstein. And Ackman, of course, did his usual, I'll sue anyone, I'll destroy anyone who mentions my wife's name. Yeah, but she is in the files. I know, but we hate the truth, so we don't care. So he'll threaten, maybe he'll threaten us. They threaten everyone while pretending to be powerless. It's such a joke.
Yeah, the country you defend provides safe harbor for America's pedophiles and rapists. Just want to mention that. Nice in-depth reporting from CBS News back when CBS News did news.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.